Hey guys, hi, I'm here, but not where I told you we would be. Sarah's hanging out over there. We flew out earlier than planned because of flights. Because Sierra works for one of the airlines, we get flights as one of her perks, and not free, they're discounted, but still. And the flight we planned on taking here on Thursday was it ended up being sold out. That was one we were planning on taking. The other option would have been waiting until tonight, but then that would have actually thrown off a lot of our plans down in Florida. So then we opted to take a late flight Wednesday night. So we we only had a few hours heads up. So we scrambled to get through there. And then let me just tell you guys that the story ends with us not being in Florida and not going to Florida. So for anybody who I told that or planned on trying to catch us at Universal, I'm sorry. You can now catch us at the Mall of America on Friday the 14th or Saturday the 15th here in February, because that's where we're at. The original plan was to fly from Sioux Falls down to Atlanta and then over to Orlando. The flight we got on came over to Minneapolis. Guys, I'm not a great flyer, but I thought I had done all the right things. I was very proactive about making sure, because I get horribly motion sick. So I ate right. I was staying hydrated, because I know in the past I've ended up getting dehydrated with it, which just complicated things. I took Dramamine. I worked on breathing. I did all sorts of things. It's like a 35-minute flight, they said. But I made it through the bulk of the flight until the descent. And then it's like my stomach came up into my throat, and in that process, everything came out. And when I get motion sick, it hits so hard that I am sick for hours. And then I can't function, and my stomach's just not right for days. I don't know why it's so severe. I don't know why it's like this. I know I've jokingly mentioned in the past that I can get car sick while I'm driving. It's not actually a joke. It's really my reality. So anyhow, we spent some time hanging out at the Minneapolis airport, because we also knew that flight was just to get us to Minneapolis. And then the plan was here Thursday morning to still hop on the next flight down to Atlanta and over to Florida. If we could go straight to Florida, that'd be ideal, but those flights weren't available. At least didn't have any open seats. So, since we had time to kill, and I was really not feeling good, we kind of went back and forth. And at the end of the day, the decision was made to cancel our trip to Florida, because we were going to have to take 2 more flights. One is bad enough, but to get on 2 back to back, as sick as I got on just a 35-minute flight, we pretty much decided it wasn't going to work. And I feel really, really bad about that. She's told me it's okay, but it still sucks. The flip side is we've been talking for the last year about being more intentional with trying to take trips out here to Minnesota to the Mall of America and ride rides and do those things, and we've not done it. So we weirdly get to turn this into an alternate promise. Her and I okay, let me just first off say that the representatives with Universal were phenomenal to work with this morning. When I called them to cancel, told them why, I'm just honest with it, and they told me what their cancellation policy is, and then that we actually could rebook for a different date. And really contemplated. I told them, let me talk to my husband, I'll call back. Could not transfer it from me to my husband, because he and Ciara are actually taking a trip here in the coming weeks as well, but they don't have a destination set yet. They were going to go to the Virgin Islands, but they realized that they're going during spring break. Yeah. Anyhow, they don't have a destination set, but when I talk to them, I can transfer her name to somebody else, but because I was the reserving party, or the main person, my name can't be changed over to him. So we couldn't do that. The reality is, if I ever get to go, it's going to be because we drove there. I don't think flying is going to be an option. Sierra and I have talked about things I could continue to try differently, but I get so sick I don't know when I'll be willing to try again. But, my hand may be forced at some point and I'll have to fly, and we'll just see what works. It's not the first time I've flown. I know how sick I get when I fly, but it's been 10 years since the last time I flew, because that time I got so incredibly sick. I probably could have used a trip to somewhere to get some IV fluids or something. But anyhow, so Universal was phenomenal to work with. We ultimately canceled. And they do have a cancellation fee, totally understandable. They worked with me on everything else because I was honest with them and told them why we were now stuck in Minnesota, which is another piece of the story. They refunded everything else. Then I happened to have 2 nights worth of rewards through Choice Hotels, and there's 2 hotels right by the Mall of America. So Sierra and I talked, and we just transferred our plans. We have 2 nights now reserved over here at one of the hotels. We are going to spend the 2 days going back and forth between the mall. She's probably going to ride some rides. I might ride some rides, probably not, but maybe. The log ride is fun, but I don't know how soaked either of us really want to be. And then this is where it gets fun. We flew here. I can choose to try to get back on a flight to get home, trying the other tricks. And I may not have a choice. I may have to. As of right now, Sean is planning to drive out here on Saturday, hang out with us at the mall and stuff for a bit. I don't know if it's going to be just him or him and some kids, him and all the kids. We don't know yet. I just got off the phone with him. He doesn't know yet. So that kind of remains to be seen, but either way, he's going to come on Saturday to pick at least me, possibly both of us up. Sierra still has the option to fly back home if she wants to, or she can ride with us. And either one is completely viable. Her car is parked at the airport, so one way or the other, we got to go get that. And yeah, so that is what happened. We are now spending the days here. If he can't make the drive in the end because of kids or work or something, I will have to get on that plane to get home. Thankfully, it is a very short flight. And like I said, I will try some other things. My biggest mistake, I think, is I took the less drowsy Dramamine, and I need to take the full strength regular Dramamine. Because and I have to take a full dose. It can't be a lower. They recommend 1 to 2 of them. I can't take just 1. I have to take 2. And even then, I'm still going to feel sick. It might keep me from being sick, though. So, anyhow, I think at this point I'm just rambling because I am very tired. We slept in the airport last night. We, as we were kind of weighing our options, and we had to wait until I could make that call this morning to Universal to sort things out and figure out what this was going to look like. But Sean was really awesome last night when I gave him a heads up of what was happening and how I was feeling, and he told me, don't worry about the money, just take care of you and we'll get you home. So that took a huge weight off, because the idea of shouldering the cost of our entire trip without getting to take the trip and then feeling guilty about it, he kind of set me at ease a little bit with that one. And no, but they refunded it, or they will be. That is the only thing. She told me that I'll see the refund in 4 to 6 weeks. And I had her repeat herself. I said, did you say weeks or days? Because I'm used to 5 to 7 business days being told. She says, weeks. It's a process to get all of that refunded. I said, okay. But either way, it's getting refunded. Which does mean we get to go shopping and I can buy ride passes here. So again, if you're going to be at the Mall of America, Valentine's Day or Saturday, the day after, you can look for us. It is Thursday right now. We're probably going to be there tonight a bit. I have to go buy pants. Guys, we were supposed to be in Florida. It's in the 80s. I packed capris and t-shirts and I left my winter coat in her car back at the airport in Sioux Falls. I wore this. Whereas now we're in Minnesota, it's in the single digits at the high point of the day, and I have capris packed. So we are gonna go over for sure. We're gonna have dinner. We're gonna go buy some pants. I'm gonna go buy some hand sanitizer because I didn't have room in my carry-on bag for it, so I figured I'd pick some up somewhere. And after walking through the airport and touching escalator rails so many times, I really am itching to get some hand sanitizer back in my bag. So we're gonna pop into one of the stores over there and grab that too. And then our shuttle driver was pretty awesome. He kept recommending we attempt cow tipping. Said they were having events for it on every level of the mall. Although the next people that got on the bus, he told them that you'd have to find which level of the mall. So he's got to remember which story he's telling people. And then he found out we're actually not from too far away. He's like, oh, so you know how all that works. I'm like, yeah. Yep. And then, you know, the jokes that ensued about just being the fastest one. And if anybody doesn't understand, you cannot legitimately tip a cow. It's a joke that honestly I think country people play on city people. Having grown up on a ranch doesn't mean you can't try, but it's not going to be a thing. Anyhow, it'd be hilarious if it was over at the mall though. And you know what? I will do another video and upload later, like tomorrow, if we come across it, and then I can eat those words. So anyhow, I'm going to spend a few minutes editing this and uploading it for you guys. We're going to continue to rest because sleeping in chairs at the airport is not the best way to get a great night's sleep. She did get more than I did, but like she told me, she's more used to it. I think collectively I got somewhere between 2 and 3 hours worth of sleep, which means I will crash tonight, but those 2 to 3 hours were not solid. I think I did get like maybe a 45-minute stretch that was solid. Otherwise, I slept in 15 to 20-minute increments on average before something would wake me up again. It's gonna catch up to me. It is, but anyhow, I've got my phone. I should probably charge it really quick before we do go over there. And I'll let you know if I do come across cow tipping at the Mall of America. If you look for me today, guys, I've got my Smokey the Bear shirt on. I've got a Friends black hoodie that I will probably still have on, and brown sweatpants with white tennis shoes. And then tomorrow I will have pants to wear. So there's that fact, which means I'm going to blend in with every other person there. I gotta go, guys. I'm so tired. I really hope that you're having a blessed day. Don't forget to like this rambling video that I've now done because of the events that have happened. And I'm gonna see you in the next one.